Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a 5'7" fashion model signed to IMG, traveling the world, taking classes at Yale, while walking some of the hottest runway shows? To answer this question, today on the podcast we have Faith Lynch. Fashion modeling is not as glamorous as it seems, and it takes a lot of hard work if you ever want to make it in this career. Well, hi Faith. Thank you so much for being here on the podcast. How are you?
Of course. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I noticed we have a 5-hour difference. So where are you now?
I think it's like 7 hours.
Really?
Actually, it depends on where you are. Oh, thank you. I'm in London right now. We just got burritos.
Amazing. Awesome. And what brings you to London, or are you based there?
I'm based out of New York, but I'm working here right now.
Oh, you're
I'm
working.
headed to Paris in a couple days for Fashion Week.
That's so exciting.
Just trying to work.
Yeah. And how's like the pandemic over there? Like, how does it like feel compared to the US?
It definitely feels a bit more open over here. The US right now, I mean, with the whole political thing, even on top of the pandemic, I feel like it's a little bit more intense. Here it's not that bad.
Yeah, exactly. So I noticed that like you have done like amazing things as a model. So I was wondering, when did you start?
I started back in 2015 or 2016.
Okay.
I want to say something like that. I was scouted at a Wiz Khalifa concert.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
And basically this girl came. The concert itself was great. I had fun. But it was interesting. This girl came up to me. She's like, "Hey, have you ever thought about modeling?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Well, you should, because then I think you'd be good at it." And I realized that maybe it was a chance for me not to go to college.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Nice.
And I mean, I moved to New York a couple years later,
and here you are.
Here we are.
That's awesome. I feel like a lot of times when that happens, like you get scouted like randomly at like a concert or like at McDonald's, it's usually the girls that never thought about modeling, and they're not.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, maybe I can model.
I mean, I figured it was a fun thing to try out.
Yeah.
Why not, like, see if I could?
Exactly.
And it turned into my entire life, so that I mean.
And where were you?
Got lucky.
Yeah, where were you from before you moved to New York? Texas. Okay, nice. So you were in the warm.
Down south, baby.
Nice.
Yes. And now I can't stand the winter.
I bet. Same. Because I'm from El Salvador. So it's like summer weather all year round. And when I moved here.
Are you in New York now?
No, I'm in Maryland. But I go to New York often.
Well, Maryland's beautiful. Maryland's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is very pretty. So I love it here, except the cold weather. It's the only thing I cannot stand.
Yes. I completely understand that.
Yeah. So, like, how old were you when you got scouted?
I was 15 when I got scouted, 16 when I signed, 17 when I moved out.
And now you are?
Graduated at 17, moved out. It was 4 years ago. I'm 21 now.
21. Nice. Awesome. All right. So I have some questions for you because, you know, I'm a petite model. So obviously I haven't experienced a lot of like the fashion related part of like modeling. So I want to ask you some questions about it. So I've heard for Fashion Week, it's like casting after casting after casting and show after show, and models barely have any time to like sleep or barely any time to like eat anything.
Oh, yeah.
So can you tell us like your experience with it? Like, is it like that?
Fashion Week is my favorite time of year, or Fashion Month for the modeling world. I mean, I'm a very go kind of person, so I love it. Getting up at 6 a.m., going to 10, 12 castings, and then going to events and parties, and like, and then, a week later, you're starting shows. So you're doing shows and castings and events, and you literally only get 2 hours of sleep a night for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks straight. And, I mean, it takes a certain kind of person to actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I loved it. That's my personality. I'm like, all right, I can do this.
That's awesome. And
what I like going all the time.
So. Yeah. What about the heels? Because I hear that a lot of models, they damage their feet because they're wearing like different types of heels. Sometimes the heels don't even fit them. They have to like put their fit, you know. Have you had an experience with that?
I mean, if you're doing like your own castings and everything, obviously you're gonna wear the same shoes that fit you for shows, depending on. I don't know. I haven't really had that experience. Okay. I normally get put into shoes that are too big for my feet because I have tiny ass feet. But no, I feel like I know that there have been some clothes that are put into shoes, a size or two too small, or shoes that are a little bit too big or whatever. But as long as you can walk in them, the show only lasts 20, 25 minutes. So you're only in those shoes for 30 to 45 minutes max.
I see.
I can't speak for those who actually hurt themselves in the shoes because my feet are so small. But I've never had that issue.
So another question that I have, and obviously feel free to not answer it or like whatever, but I've heard that runway doesn't really pay or doesn't pay that well compared to other stuff. And I've heard, like, for example, Coco Rocha has said, like, sometimes you even get paid on, like, the designer's clothing, but it's not even, like, the one that you were, like, showing on the show. It's, like, older stuff. So from your experience, like, how has it been?
I've been gifted things and I've been paid. I mean, runway is about exposure and going in and doing these things. It's like runway is before the collection's actually been released, before the company's made money off of it. It's before it's before, I don't know. I think that runway is a lot about exposure and just getting your face out there, your body out there, just like showing your confidence. And so runway shows, they don't pay great, but they don't pay horribly.
Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Of course, depending on who you are as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I've also even heard like Devin Windsor, because she's like, the BS model, and she's like really like high up there. And she said the exact same thing. She said that like it doesn't pay that well, or like she gets paid in clothes, and she's like, one of the biggest models that we have right now. So I feel like it can happen at any level. But it's really nice that you said about.
I don't think runway doesn't need to pay a ton. I don't think it's like you put yourself out there and you give yourself the opportunity to be seen.
Yeah.
By everybody in the row and by the designers and everybody that watches it. And then you have like Vogue.com, and there's so many places that those runway photos go.
Yeah.
They give you the chance to like be seen. That almost the exposure is payment enough.
Yeah.
Because it'll pay you more in the long run.
Yeah, exactly. So that was my other question. I was like, I had this theory that the reason why models did runway was not a lot as much as like the money side, but at the exposure, because maybe a big brand will see you do the runway and then they'll cast you for a big campaign, and that campaign is gonna pay you like a lot of money.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. But also, runway is just the most fun thing ever. And some people don't like it. They love it.
Yeah.
I love having to run from show to show, and it's just like, I don't know. When you're in it, you want it to stop.
Yeah.
But once, it's done, it's like, oh.
It's over.
Oh. Wait, come back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Runway, you do runway for multiple reasons, but it's the exposure and just like opportunity and experience.
Yeah, for sure.
More than the money.
Yeah, for sure. Like I would do it if I could.
Fun.
What?
I'm short for a runway model as well too, so I get it.
Yeah. So what has been like your one off, like several of the coolest thing that you have been able to do as a model?
As a model? Oh God, I don't know. There's so many.
Just name them.
I mean, just like different events, being able to sit front row at shows. I mean, I think my favorite thing as a model, which is strange, is normally I'd like to be the center of attention.
Okay.
In a way, but like I love sitting front row at other runway shows. And watching my friends go through and like walk the runway.
Nice.
But back in February, I got to sit front row at Rag & Bone. And it was me and Piper and James Billington, and then my girlfriend. Like, I had so many friends just on the runway. I was like, wow, you guys look so cool. I understand why people would watch these things.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the coolest things I've gotten to do. Obviously, I get to travel the world for a living. and just like I get to see incredible places and meet incredible people. And every time that every time I work, I get to become somebody new.
Yeah.
I get put in this like character of whatever they want for the shoot. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, my whole job it's not all glamorous, obviously. There's a lot that goes on that, nobody wants to actually talk about, and that's okay. But overall, I've had a great experience with everything, and
yeah.
I don't know. My whole job is just fun. I love it.
Amazing.
And it's bringing me to my music and creative side, which is even better.
Yeah. So actually, like, my next question was gonna be like, many models agree that modeling is not glamorous. So
it's
like,
not.
yeah. Can you like tell us a little bit more now that you're like, because I feel like I talk a lot about like, because on my podcast I have a lot of models, and the majority of them are petite models, so they don't really have a lot of like the experience of like traveling a lot and like doing fashion shows and things like that. So from a fashion model perspective, like, how is it with you that's like not glamorous as it seems?
Well, I mean, I spend 90% of my time alone. When people travel, I like to travel with other people and have that experience with somebody else. But no, I travel for 14 hours to go sit in a hotel room by myself and in a city that I don't know.
Yeah.
Or I'm, sent to Europe for months on end. And I don't know when I'm going to go home. I don't know when I'm going to see my family. I don't know when I'm going to see my dog. Like, I don't know where my next paycheck's going to come from, kind of thing. And it takes a lot of energy to put into like knowing that you're gonna be okay no matter what.
Yeah.
Because it can be really difficult to. Yeah, I don't know. It can be really difficult to just be by yourself in some place that you don't know.
Yeah.
With very little understanding of like where everything else is gonna come from or happen.
Yeah, yeah. So it seems like the struggle is the same no matter what type of model you are, because I feel the exact same way, even though like I don't like travel the world, but I do travel like to different cities that I don't know, and I'm always by myself too. Yeah. So it's like, and the other thing about like, you don't know where your next paycheck is gonna come from. It's like the exact same thing. Like you're trying to like go to castings and see if you're gonna get booked, and like you don't know if it's gonna come or not. Sometimes it takes 2 to 3 months to get your paycheck. So
I think they have 90 days to pay.
Yeah.
Even with us now, like,
a lot of times when like aspiring models, they think about modeling and they think about like starting, they think that it's going to be immediately overnight success, and immediately they'll have to like, quit college or quit their job, or like, it's going to be like this, like, I don't know, like they're going to go from like being a regular girl to being Bella Hadid type of lifestyle. And it's going to be like a super huge change. And the money especially is going to come in like a lot and fast and stuff. So like from your personal experience,
that's very much not the case.
Yeah. So like how long did it take you to like be more financially stable, or you're still working towards it? Like, how much hard work? A few years? Yeah, no,
I think so, yeah, something like that. I got signed when I was 16. I worked for a year without making any money. Signed to IMG, moved out. And then it wasn't until the end of that year, January, February, that I actually made my first paycheck.
Nice.
So it was definitely 2 years in, and I was like, all right. And it was, it was Marc Jacobs perfume, and so it was a decent amount of money that I then got to, since then I broke even. I got to make all my money on my own. I got to do my shit. But no, it took me 2 years to
make any money.
I spent a lot of money to get where I am. Yeah. And by the time that I had even made that paycheck, I was literally breaking even. Yeah. Like, I spent that much money and one paycheck paid it off. That was very lucky for me, but a lot of girls, it'll take them 2 or 3 years to, get to where I am. And I'm not even like that big. I'm not that big of a deal. I get incredible jobs and I love my work, but it's, I'm not Bella Hadid, nowhere near. Yeah. And then some, and some girls like Megan Roche or Adeswa, they get, one client that loves them and they work all the time for the first 6 months and then fucking blow up. That's great. It just depends on who you are and everybody's hard work is different, that's for sure.
It is like that, and that's why I wanted to ask you, because obviously I've asked like all other of my guests, but this is the first time that I have, like I said, like a full-time like fashion model that does the shows and travels around the world and things like that. So it was like, nice to know that it doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, your looks. It's still gonna be a lot of hard work involved to be able to
so much hard work. I mean, you gotta really dedicate yourself to it.
Mm-hmm.
But also like follow your intuition. If you're in school and you know that you're going to be in school and that's a backup plan, don't quit everything you're doing to go be a model.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of work. It makes when you do get past a certain point, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But don't quit your entire rest of your life to do this full time.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Until you surpass that point of no return, there's no point in quitting everything else. Like I'm still going to school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to school. I have my backup plans. I have music and psychology, and I'm going to business school and all that. So it's even I haven't quit the rest of my life for just dedicating myself to this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're saying that right now you're going to school?
I am, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm taking some classes at Yale for psychology and business.
That's amazing.
Very minor degree. Very, very minor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because that's another question I get asked all the time. It's like, can you model and go to college at the same time? And I did it. But, when you research, the big models, sometimes it's hard to find people who did it at the exact same time. Because some people, like, maybe took time off and then they did it. And then they went back to modeling. So it's nice to hear, like, again, from someone like you who who's doing it.
I'm going, like, online school and I travel constantly and I'm still going to school. I'm still doing it.
Amazing.
I have my exams. And I know quite a few people, actually, that were in school at the same time as trying to, make Georgia Fowler and... one of my best friends, McKenna Hellam, was in high school, finished online high school while she was modeling since she was 13 years old. Like,
wow, yeah,
you can do it. It's
exactly.
If you dedicate yourself and actually, decide to put in the work, you can do it whatever your desires.
Yeah,
really.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So the other thing that I get a lot of asked, like every now and then I get asked this question, and that's how I found you, is that some people ask me, like, can you model with piercings? And I know that you do have a lot of piercings. How many piercings do you have?
12.
12? Okay. And how many?
11 or 12, I think.
And like, and you get to model with them, right? You are able to do shoots and runway.
Occasionally, I'll put my nose ring up, but that's it. The rest of them stay in. Like all my earrings and whatnot, they stay in.
Amazing. Yeah. So like, that's a great example that you can stick to like your personal style and still, model.
I have 26 tattoos and 12 piercings, which is a lot for...
You have tattoos? I've never seen your tattoos.
And you can't really see them right now. I have my dog on my wrist.
Okay.
My favorite one.
Yeah. Nice.
And then I have a bunch of little hand tattoos. I have X's that go down my chest. I have something right here. I have them all over like my neck and my ears.
Yeah.
And both my feet and ankles are covered.
Covered? Nice.
Yeah.
Again.
I have this one too.
Ooh, nice. What is it? I can't see it.
It's a girl holding a record.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Tons of tattoos and tons of piercings tonight.
Yeah.
I think cool. I have different clients because of it. Like, I don't work for the very pretty girl next door kind of brands, but I get the stuff that I'm into.
Yeah.
Fit my style more.
Exactly. So. Yeah. That's what I tell girls. It's like, you can model if you have tattoos, if you have piercings, but some clients will love you because you have those things, and other clients won't want to work with you because you have those things. Or other clients will want to put them away. Exactly. So as long as you're yourself.
There's also Photoshop.
Yeah.
It's not hard to take a tattoo or piercing out of a photo.
So just stay true to yourself, and then, like, things will work out. Besides, like, the stuff that we've talked about between, like, modeling is not glamorous and it takes a lot of time to make it in this industry, what are some of the other struggles that you've had to face as a model that you would like to share with us?
I mean, I definitely think we've covered most of it. Just the fact that, it's not glamorous whatsoever. I'm alone most of my time. And living paycheck to paycheck is never easy, especially when you don't know when your client's going to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Just making sure that you got your head on straight. And you're, looking forward, head on straight, shoulders up. In a way of, like, just know who the fuck you are, what you want, what you're going to do, and keep your morals intact while you do it.
Amazing. So to end this interview, I have one last question that I love to ask the models that I have here, and is, what would you tell a girl who wants to get into modeling or is already modeling and she doesn't feel that she's good enough? She doesn't feel that she's pretty enough, tall enough, skinny enough. Her nose, eyes, whatever it is, her insecurity, she does not feel enough. What would you tell them?
I would tell her or him that, honestly, I mean, if everybody's beautiful. Everybody is. Every body, every face, every nose, you are who you are, and fucking own it.
Yeah.
That is you, and nobody else is you. So just do your thing and have fun with it. And wherever that takes you, you're lucky because nobody else gets to do the exact same thing you do.
Yep, exactly. Well, you guys have it. You listen to Faith advice, so go ahead and give it a try. That's all you need to do. You need to be yourself, and that's it. You're enough. Well, thank you so much, Faith, for being on the podcast. And
thank you for having me, sweetheart.
My pleasure.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of a restaurant.
No worries. I know you're really busy. You're literally traveling from one place to the next. Just want to wish you the absolute best. Hope you have fun in London, in Paris, and you kill it on the runway. And
thank you, baby.
You're welcome. And hope I get to meet you one day in person.
I hope so. Stay safe.
Thank you.
And have fun. I hope you get to start traveling and working a little bit.
Thank you. Me too.
I love you guys. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Bye.